So Miss Bonnie wants me to read my new story. I'm drinking my glass of sweet tea, and I don't know where all this video is going to go. But this is the newest book, Lula K Meets Eliza. And this is the first book that all of my handwriting has been put in the computerized font. Now there's some, like on the title page, I've done the writing.
Yes.
But even on the doily page, because it was, when I had done it originally, it was, the formatter called me, he said it's a little smudged. So I said, well, just crop it out, and he put in the quote. So the quote I have for the doily page this time is, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. And that's from Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. And when I read the story, then you'll know why I chose that as for the doily page thought. So I actually had him add in "this book belongs to," so that I can put their name in there.
Cool.
Lula K Meets Eliza. It's lovingly dedicated to my sister, Lynn Jones Green, for loving that city of lights. I'll meet you there in our dreams. I don't know that we'll ever get to Paris, but so I'm going to do like at school. I'm going to show you the pictures, and then I'll read. Once upon a time, my dears, way away across the sea, a little dolly came to be, and so did many others. Each had eyes so bright and round, lips of pink and noses tiny, hair in every shade so colorful, browns and blondes and even lavenders. Little Dolly wonders, ponders, what will be forever home? Will it be a mansion fine, or will it be a cottage cozy? So this is how the dolls look when they come from the factory. They've got bright hair, and they all look the same. They all have really, their eyes change. They have blue and green and pink, and so they're very retro looking, back to the 70s. In a package she is wrapped and shipped across the land. She'll miss her doll friends left behind in faraway Japan. In Italy, with lovely vistas, food, and history, she'll reside a little while. And now she bows to artist friend and says, "Konnichiwa." Ciao is how we say hello. I'll help you with translations. Dolly bows slow once again, says, "Domo arigato." So here's the dolls, start out made and produced in a factory in Japan, and then flying to the boot that is Italy. So of course, being a social studies teacher, I have to add in all the little, interesting facts along the way. The time has come for many changes. It is quite the transformation. Curly hair and eyes of blue, freckled cheeks so softly blushing, sculpted lips and sculpted nose, jointed knees and ankles, elbows, changeable hands for gripping things, waving high, saluting heroes. Artist says, "My work's complete. It's time for you to travel. I promise I will think of you. We'll say arrivederci." So this is how she looks when she leaves the artist and she makes her way to the States, to the United States. Gingerly she's packed again and flown above the clouds, o'er the land and North Atlantic, oh, so many hours. Now a postman brings the parcel to this town in Tennessee, to a cottage named Rosewater, iron gates and ancient fencing. Up the flagstone path he walks. Grammy hears him through the screen door. Then she spies the little box he's left upon the front porch. So there's our little cottage and the old fencing. It's actually the gate. Seated in her rocking chair, she pulls away the tape and wrapping, lifting Dolly with great care. Her heart is full and happy. Eliza's tucked inside the pocket of the penny tied round Grammy. Mousy shawl of hand-spun wool resembles Dolly's head of mohair. Wide-eyed Dolly looks at Grammy. Grammy looks at Dolly, smiling. Here's a pretty rosy ribbon. How I love your locks so curly. There she is. I have found this leather case. It holds a pair of glasses. They'll help your eyes of palest blue keep up with tiny Mousie. Dolly looks at Miss Eliza through spectacles upon her face. Grammy makes the introduction. Mousie, meet Miss Lula Kate. Lula Kate, the dolly whispers. What a lovely name indeed. I feel so very special now. There's no one else like me. So these were my great-grandpa's spectacles. So these are all true. These are true stories. There have been such preparations, sewing, stitching, much creating, tiny dresses, tiny gowns, tiny totes to carry Mousie. Summer has arrived in Franklin, festivals and fairs down Main Street. Steamy heat sure fogs her glasses. It's so hot she scarce can stand it. When it rains upon the tin roof and the thunder claps so loud, little Dolly squeezes Mousie. She's so thankful for her friend. Oh, that's the sofa here in the front window. Yep. Now there's buzzing round the cottage. Grammy's wielding paint and brushes. She has found the perfect home. Stories 4 with cedar flooring. Kitchen, sitting, dressing rooms, bedroom underneath the eaves, furnishings both old and new. Who would ever want to leave? Pink house with its pure white shutters, situated by the window. Teddy bears make such great neighbors. One is old and one's a baby. Now there's where really old bear makes her entrance. A little baby doll. And this is the dollhouse. So there's 4 stories. You see 3 of them, but the kitchen is on the first floor. Early morning birds are chirping. Old Bear says a carriage ride with a quilt and picnic basket is the way to get acquainted. I will do the pulling slowly. You and Babe and Mouse Eliza, hang on tight, no wibble wobble. We will have a jolly outing. Crackers, cheese, and apple slices, tiny plates and cups of tin, forks and spoons and little knives. Grammy thinks of everything. There she is again, and there's her little glittery slippers. I know.
Love it.
Night is falling, bed is calling. Lula Kate, one story reads. Little Mousie whispers softly, now I lay me down to sleep. Night light shines atop the cupboard. Moonbeams fall across the floor. Frogs and crickets start their chirping right outside the East Lake door. Will you dream with Lula Kate? Will you dream with Mousie? What adventures will they take when they close their eyelids? Well, this is the one I love because there's the little dollhouse that my friend Ben in Nottingham recreated Pink House. And then you get to see her eyelids are painted with little roses. And then the dream come true bed. That was a challenging little illustration, can I just say? Fast asleep, they drift to dreamland, where they hear French music playing. Lula dons a fine chapeau and packs their trunk in cases. That's where this is. Yes. Eliza has her tiny bed, her Mousie tote, and her belongings. Pinch me, please, and say it's real. We're traveling to Paris. The girlies take that quilt and basket, picnic 'neath the Eiffel Tower, ride the carriage past the market, twirl until the midnight hour. And there's the...
Yes. I bet that was fun.
Well, my brother called and he said, what are you doing? I said, I've just painted the Eiffel Tower and I'm exhausted.
Oh my gosh.
He's so patient with me. Early morning birds are chirping, yawning Dolly, yawning Mousie, tucked in bed neath quilted covers. Was it real or were we dreaming? There is no French music playing, just the ticking of the clock. Wasn't that a sweet adventure for a Mousie and a doll? Oh, let's have a breakfast fancy in the garden filled with ivy. Grammy plays along with friends, Miss Lula Kate and Mouse Eliza.
Sorry.
That's all right. And there's the picnic basket.
I just ruined the video.
You didn't.
Coughing.
We're just sitting around here.
Oh, well.
Girls and boys must go to school. There's no question that's the rule. Grammy says that they must learn their French and mathematics. How they'd rather play all day. School can be so boring. Still, they dare not disagree. They promise they'll try harder. If they plan to go a-traveling, they must learn to read a map. Sometimes there are hard directions leading north or east or south. So there's mathematics for dolls, mice, and bears. It's such fun to have adventures, whether real or quite pretend. And if it's near or if it's far, you must not be afraid. The world grows smaller every day, every time a friend is made. Know that we're not all so different. On the inside, we're the same. The little doll and little mouse have made a pinky promise. We'll be brave and climb those mountains as long as we are back by bedtime. So there.
Oh, I love it.
I do.
You did a great job on that.
Thank you.
Lula K.
Thank you.
The whole thing.
And then there's all the acknowledgments, all the people that made dresses and hats and doll houses and all kinds of things. So that's that.
Thank you for
You're
reading
welcome.
to me.
Thanks for having me, Miss Bonnie.
I'm so glad you're here. It seemed like it was forever.
I know.